107.
Using crack and cocaine to get high, that's what you say you love. But it's really insane. You could die. What are you thinking of? 'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it. And sooner or later you're burning your brain, making a mess of your mind.
This is a banger.
What is this?
It's the McGruff's Smart Kids album.
Just a snort or a smoke
We had this when we were kids.
in your greed, that's all you care about. But your life is a joke, and you need someone to help you out. 'Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine.
This was the 80s, so crack was part of it too.
Yeah, but maybe you don't know what I'm going through, McGruff. You ever think about that? Maybe this life that you think is a joke is actually been really hard on me, and I need the crack and cocaine to get through it on a daily basis. You ever think about that, you stupid animated dog?
What are you hiding under that trench coat, McGruff?
Yeah.
Walking around
You
in...
look like a dog that commits crimes, not that prevents them.
Yeah. Take a bite out of crime. My ass.
Who have a problem with cocaine or crack addiction,
Yeah.
have them call 1-800-COCAINE for
Yeah.
advice. And if
1-800-COCAINE?
I wonder if that's still active.
Be smart.
Also-
just say no.
Yeah.
I wonder how effective this song was. I wonder how many people got help because someone heard this song and they're like, hey, I heard this song. And I didn't think you had a problem until I heard the song.
Right.
And now I think that you should call 1-800-COCAINE and figure out how to deal with your cocaine addiction.
Les, of course, we all know how successful Nancy Reagan's Just Say No campaign was. That's why the drug war has been over for 30 years. No problems with it at all.
Actually, Alan,
I'm sorry?
the drug
I'm sorry?
war on drugs was a big flop.
Oh, seriously? Oh.
Well, drugs won.
Well, thank God. Thank God it's all over. I don't know who put McGruff's Smart Kids album back in rotation, but yeah, we had to listen to this crap. I was probably a freshman in high school, so I was a glorified 8th grader, but we had to... Poundcake's too young for that. That probably didn't make the rounds with you.
No, I didn't get that.
But I just love the... it just opens up with crack and cocaine. Smoking crack and cocaine. And yeah, because McGruff, not to be confused with McGriff the crime dog from The Simpsons, but McGruff the crime dog was a big deal to like Gen X kids.
Marge, the dog is barking.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, and so they would, and listen, the same thing with DARE, when the DARE program would come through. That thing was a big flop too, because you were basically showing kids what the drugs look like. It's an odd thing, you know, trying to get kids to not pay attention to drugs. Because you kind of get
Well, they're not honest about it either.
Well, the thought process is let's get them while they're young, and then we'll kind of instill this notion in them that it's not something you want to do, which is, you know, that's fine. I understand that. But you're also getting them before they really have any problems when they're that little, unless there's really bad stuff going on at home, which in a lot of cases there is. But when the DARE guy would come through our school, nobody took it seriously. You know, he'd open up a big old lunchbox full of pills. This is this, and this is this. And we'd be sitting back there taking notes. Like, yeah, okay, so this is what we
What
want
are
to
the
look...
effects again? Okay.
Yeah, this is what we want to look for. Officer, I'm really trying to zero in on my high. Is that light green one?
Oh,
They're going to knock me out?
Officer,
or-
I'm not clear on what is landing gear. Could you explain that again?
So this marketing guy came up with McGruff the crime dog, and he was the guy who did the voice through the National Ad Council.
The best,
And I think McGruff is still around. It was a pretty successful campaign.
the most successful campaign to combat drug use is Tyrone Biggums from the Chappelle Show. Like, there's never been a character that makes you go, yeah, I don't think I want to smoke crack quite like that character.
Talking to the kids.
Yeah.
Because he had white lips and Tyrone Biggums at school. But, Yeah, but I hadn't heard that McGruff smart kids don't do drugs thing in a long time, and that's making the rounds. So, you kids today, you don't know how good you got it unless you're still being, I don't know if public schools are still subjecting kids to McGruff. Probably not, because it's pretty corny. I don't even know if DARE is a thing that goes through schools
I don't think
anymore.
it is.
'Cause that stuff costs money, and after a while, they were like, look, we're pissing in the wind here.
We had DARE, and I think we had MAD as well. Do you know what that is?
Mothers against drunk driving.
Drunk
Yeah.
driving. We had SAD.
Who's got the bit? There's no dads against drunk driving. There's the
There's
dads.
no
that
dad,
never-
D-A-D-D,
yeah.
dad.
There's a comic that does that. I can't remember who it was though, but it's very funny.
We had students against drunk driving. We had a thing called the Convincer. I think I've talked about this before. People of a certain age will remember something called the Convincer. And part of it was to teach you to use your seatbelt, but it was also to teach you what could happen if you drove drunk. They figured, hey, we'll not kill two birds with one stone, but we'll potentially injure two birds with one stone. And the Convincer started off as a thing to get you to wear your seatbelt. They'd put you on an angle, on a track, and then they would let you roll down, and hit something at 5 miles an hour or whatever. But it would, jostle your body to the extent where you go, oh, I better strap myself in. And of course, there were far fewer highway fatalities after seatbelts became the law. But drunk driving, still as popular as ever. So not that many people were convinced to not get behind the wheel when they're heavily inebriated. People still love the drinking and the driving. You'd think that if these programs had been that successful, you'd see a huge uptick in drinking and walking. But even with the advent of the rideshare service, people still love drinking and driving.
I don't understand that. I don't understand rich people getting DUIs when they can just order like a limousine. Like,
Yeah, but they can also pay for court too.
yeah,
Everybody's flipping a coin when they get behind the wheel, right? Mary's told the story about how she wrecked 6 cars, never once got a DUI. Her coin came up heads every time, I guess.
Mhm.
But I mean, that's what people are doing, is they're flipping a coin. They're like, what's the likelihood I'm going to get picked up?
see,
If
it's
you
not
look at
even
the
that.
police blotter,
I feel really guilty.
when
You feel guilty? Why?
Like there was a time where I was ignorant. Like I hit a bong with a friend of mine, and I didn't realize how long a bong lasts. Like that high is like a 12-hour high. Maybe for me, because I don't hit bongs that often.
Yeah, it's not a 12-hour high.
It was. I hit a bong.
How
before,
old were you?
Like 26.
Oh.
I was at
This is
home.
just a couple of years ago?
Yeah, there was like 26, 25. Like I was at my house. We were in my garage, and this was at Gay Bay. And I hit the bong, and then I was like, all right, see you later, and went up and went to bed. And then I woke up the next morning. I was like, wow, I'm really tired. I didn't think anything of it. I was high. I was high for a couple hours, and I went to bed. I didn't think anything of it. And then I was driving to work the next day in the morning, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh, you're still high. So the first thing you need to do is just like calm yourself down. And I realized I'm on the freeway. I'm stoned out of my mind. The worst
Dang, that
thing
was some good weed.
it was. I was like, the worst thing to do right now is to overreact.
Well,
like
what you need to do is you need to calm down. Good way to do that: hit the bong again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like so jittery and shaky, and I'm like, don't freak out. I'm like, you got
I don't know
this.
if you should be allowed to drive anyway. Like you're so jittery and shaky on a regular basis.
There are some people that can operate high. Like they need weed to drive. They need weed to do everything. There was people in my school, in high school, that would toke up before they would go to class. They would wear their drug rug.
Yeah, but you have to
And I'm
get
like,
yourself to that level of normalcy. I mean, it takes a long time of not being able to properly operate high to get to that point. So it's not like somebody wakes up and they just go, oh, it's just great. Because
So,
if it
yeah.
didn't affect you at all, you wouldn't do it anymore.
I got to work trying not to draw too much attention to myself, but I'm like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe I just did that. I felt so guilty. I'm like, that was ignorant, just driving. Like, it was.
Was
Were
ignorant.
we on the air that day?
Oh no, this was years ago.
It was-
I'm sure you probably were, but I was sober by that time. So I was high.
Smoke weed every day.
I was high before I went to bed, and then high during sleep, and then a couple hours after I woke up. But I was like, that is very
Shame.
uncomfortable.
Shame.
He wakes up and he's still high.
So I don't know if Mary's ever
You're really
like,
getting some bang for your buck there.
Yeah, seriously.
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
a bong hit is a bong rip is a lot stronger, correct?
But you usually
but it's
don't
usually
wake up
not
high the
12
next
hours
morning.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I hit it at like 9, 10 p.m., go to bed at like 11, and you wake up at
All right,
7.
But even 7 or 8 hours is a long time to be high.
Well, that's what I thought. I was like, wow, this no wonder people like bong rips. Like you get a lot of money, or you get more bang for your buck there. You don't have to buy as much weed. Because I was like, I haven't hit a bong since. I've been terrified ever since. I was like, nope, I got stuff to do. I got to go to work in the morning. I don't want to do. Nope, keep it away from me.
I think it's time for you to try harder drugs anyway.
No.
I think he should operate in his lane, whatever his chemical lane is.
I'm good with edibles. I'm good with a bowl. I'm good with a blunt. A nice little pen every now and again. I'm cool with that. Bongs is a bridge too far.
Yeah, but there's
far.
not that much of a difference between those.
Right.
There is.
It's no, there
Even
aren't
an
really.
edible, I feel like, is more.
Yeah, there are
like-
some people there are people who've been smoking a long time who don't F with edibles. I like edibles a lot.
Yeah, I have done
Snoop
that.
Dogg says he won't F with edibles anymore.
Well, I think, yeah, it just depends on how strong they are. But at least they tell you, like a bong rip, you don't know how much you're going to get. You don't know how high you're going to get.
I've never had a bong rip. First of all, I've never hit a bong and had it last for
12-hour high.
the situation that you're talking about.
Okay, but that was the first time I had hit
This
a
is
bong
him.
in a very, very long time. Like,
Okay.
I don't remember, maybe college, I'm sure I probably hit the bong. But
I think you need to do ayahuasca.
Do you want to crap and vomit at the same time?
no.
Oh, you need a shaman to walk you through it. Alan Dare is still in school. My girlfriend's a teacher. She just came home with a new Dare shirt yesterday.
Oh, speaking of teachers.
Lorain County teachers are telling me that Dare is still a thing. Other
Okay.
people are telling me that they have a Drunks Against Mad Mothers t-shirt. Get that damn shirt on and get out there and start changing some hearts and minds.
I saw a news article about a teacher in Medina that is under federal investigation.
What'd he do?
I was going to ask you, you went to Medina High, did you?
I
They
went-
won't say. They're just like, the FBI is questioning this teacher.
Yeah. I don't know what he did, but I'm guessing it has
Probably
to
some
do
right-wing dope.
with, Yeah, I don't know what it is, but he's I
That's
think
where
a
your
Kent
head
State
goes?
grad. He's a couple years younger than me, so he definitely wasn't a teacher when I was there.
Yeah, what is the FBI talking to a high school teacher about?
Something had
I
to do
think-
with kids?
yeah, I think
What do you
kids
The
It's
mean?
a
FBI doesn't come to you for that.
Yes, they do.
Local law enforcement comes
If
to you for
it's-
that, and then they kick it upstairs. Unless you're running, what, he's the hub of a child porn ring?
We don't know.
If that's the case, maybe.
I think it's funny whenever you mention teachers and they're under investigation, my mind goes to is a pedophile or pederast.
Yeah,
whatever.
but they usually
Yeah, I
don't call the FBI in for that.
Why would they call the FBI if he was some alt-right nut? Like,
Because he's
he might have been at the-
online. He's
he might have
trying
been
to.
at the Capitol.
Yeah,
okay, I
he
guess
might
it
be a
is.
January 6th dummy.
Again, I didn't even think about that. I just think about
Yeah, these guys.
teachers.
He might have been one of the people wearing a mask and going and fighting at Pride in Idaho or something like that. There's all sorts of right wing, far right guys that are getting arrested for all sorts of stuff.
If he's a pederast or something, or he's messing around with a student, and it's gotten to the level of the FBI picking you up,
I thought that's what they did.
no, law enforcement. How many stories do you hear about a teacher and a student and the FBI is involved? That's federal. It's right there in the initials. It's usually Medina police will pick a guy up, right?
I guess I
Because
didn't
the
know.
mom sends some texts. Hey, this teacher's messing around with my daughter or whatever.
Yeah, because we hear
the
about
cops
these.
come in and take care of that.
We hear about those situations all the time. Lately, it's been more female teachers banging young male students.
Yeah.
And that's local law enforcement that takes care of this. FBI is different.
A teacher.
But it might be, but I think if it's child pornography, I think that gets kicked up to.
It does. That's what
Federal.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
He would
That's
have
what
to
I
be
would
in this.
think.
If that's
Yeah.
what it is, it would have to be some really bad stuff.
God.
But you did go to Medina High, yeah?
Yes, I did.
But you don't know who this teacher.
No, I don't know
yeah.
because like I said, he's 37, so I'm
Right.
older than him. So
There you
he
go.
didn't.
He wasn't teaching when you
he
were
was not
there.
Teaching when I was there.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah.
He's younger than me, and he's teaching here.
And if he was teaching when I was there, there's still a good chance that he could have been my teacher, and I still
You
wouldn't
never
have known
would have
him.
known.
Yeah.
This is the
I
guy.
was gonna call him today too and be like, "Hey, today's the day I want to get my name taken off the graduation list, but they're busy.
Yeah.
They got other things going on." So,
Alan, maybe Poundcake did meth. Listen, I don't know. Everybody's got a different tolerance. Just because he woke up high after 12 hours doesn't mean that it wasn't pot. Maybe he was smoking wet. You know, we used to dip joints in embalming fluid. Maybe you got some of that.
do you want to try smoking wet Poundcake? Be a good way to celebrate if you win.
Because people who smoke on the regular will tell you that pens and edibles are way heavier than bong rips. When you're smoking when you're smoking the flower, bro.
Sometimes things just hit you, because I remember one
Right.
time getting high, and it did stick with me for a while. But
It can.
and I didn't think I was just smoking it. So, I mean, it just depends. Sometimes it just sticks with you.
I haven't gotten high in a while, smoked or edible. And I bet if I had something, it would keep me floating for longer than I normally would. I get more bong for my buck,
There you go.
as it were. Hey, Brian, hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you, man?
Doing all right. Now, obviously, I don't know what happened with the teacher, but you guys were talking about the FBI being involved. I had a cousin that basically was doing some stuff on social media, like nothing crazy, just posting tutorials and stuff like that. And the some guy messaged her and said, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, send me these pictures, send me these videos, I'm basically just going to show up to your house and, murder you and your family. And the FBI did show up to my aunt's house, along with local law enforcement, but the FBI did show up.
Well, that was because he had been threatened, right?
She was. So, like I said, I just know that the FBI was involved with this particular case. So I don't know, obviously, what the teacher was, but I
Right.
just know that they were particularly involved. So.
Yeah, my only
I
point
just
is that
wanted
if it was a guy, if it was a thing with a student, they probably wouldn't call the feds in. They'd call local law enforcement. I mean, but who knows? We're going to find out. I mean, the story was very vague, but it just broke today, and I don't even think they had the guy's name in there.
They did eventually, because I looked it up. Because I actually saw it yesterday towards the end of the show, but they didn't have many details at all, and now they have his name.
I see.
It's
A QM production.
Martin production.
Kevin Hedrick was the teacher.
Okay.
Also starring Philip Abbott, Stephen Brooks, with guest stars Jack Klugman, Brett Summers.
Yep, Brett's. Hi.
Tonight's episode, Image in a Cracked Mirror.
Yes, the FBI. They don't do titles of shows anymore. Tonight's episode, Image in a Cracked Mirror. That would be
Oh.
fun.
Graduate of Kent State University, and they got a Master's of Education
Hey.
at University of Akron.
Hey. Little Poundcake got a minor in English. Never read any books. Don't know how that happens.
You
don't remember any of them.
You said in middle school.
I
And
said, what about high school?
I don't remember high school.
What about college?
I read a lot of them. I just don't
Like?
remember the names of them.
Yes,
There was like
I
Shakespeare and
know
stuff.
you read books in college. I just can't believe
Oh.
you don't remember one of them.
I don't remember something.
That means that not one book you read in high school or college
Stuck with you.
stuck with you. Like in any way, to you, it was just a chore. You were
it
like, I
was.
don't enjoy this. I'm doing this because I got it. I know a lot of people are that way.
It was.
But there isn't one book where you go, God, I love this book.
Yeah, what's
No.
your favorite?
Like
book?
one of the classics. Canterbury Tales. Anything.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Anything.
Anything.
No,
Nothing. Of Mice and Men. Grapes of Wrath.
I don't remember.
I love it.
I know it's not going to be Grapes of Wrath. That's way too many words for him. It's a lot of pages.
Hmm.
Mice and Men, that one could be it, because that's like 90 pages? 112? It's not too thick.
Yeah, I don't remember.
What
Well,
about-
he is.
Oh, did you read a Harry Potter book? Have you?
In college, you better not say yes.
No, I didn't
No,
read
but
Harry
but
Potter
I'm just
in
asking
college.
him what his favorite book is.
Well, he doesn't read recreationally. That's why I asked like high school or college. Because even if somebody's not like an avid reader, I think most people are like, man, I love Catcher in the Rye.
Mm-hmm.
Love that book. They'll give you something. I figured he would be able to think of one book he liked.
I just don't remember the name of it. There
How
was
to
a
Eat
couple-
Fried Worms. Come on, man. Anything.
Fried
I thought it was
green
hot-
tomatoes.
I thought it was fried bologna sandwich. I didn't remember. I don't forget what it was. No,
My
Super
favorite
fudge.
book was Fried, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. What about that? Forever by Judy Blume. Anything?
no.
Deanie by Judy Blume. The Life and Times of Hal Linden.
The autobiography by Johnny Cash. By Johnny
Salman
Cash.
Rushdie. What was the song by?
The Satanic Verses.
What was the book by Salman Rushdie that he wrote?
The Satanic Verses. That was his most popular book.
That's not the one I read though.
Ah.
I read
Did you ever read 1984?
no.
Little
What
Women.
about 1985? 1986.
Great Gatsby.
Animal Farm. Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Everybody read Great Gatsby.
Lord
You
of the
got-
Flies.
Yes.
Huck
that was a
Finn.
great-
Moby Dick. Brave New World. None of these?
It was Haroon. Well, it was Haro and damn it, I forget the name of it.
Narcissus and Goldmund. Anything. Call the Wild.
The Hunger Games. Anything, man.
Catch 22.
It was Haroon and the Sea of the Stories.
Haroon and the Sea of the Stories. All right, so he read some Salman Rushdie.
I forget. I don't even remember if that's
Scarlet
it.
Letter.
No.
Tale of Two Cities.
No.
Things Fall Apart.
Mm-mm.
Bell Jar.
No.
Tom Sawyer.
Uh-uh.
Hamlet. You said you read
We
Shakespeare.
did read Hamlet. Yeah.
Got it.
We did read Hamlet.
You read Hamlet. Story about a baby pig. I got to take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192. I'll have another $1,000 for you. You can go fund yourself. Another keyword coming at 3:30. After the break, comedian Steve Trevino is going to play the Agora in January, and I get you a couple of tickets.
This is the Alan Cox Show. Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.